Good afternoon, Mr. Washington's class. Mr. Washington checking in with you guys this afternoon. Hopefully you guys have had a great Tuesday and Wednesday. I know I didn't get a chance to check in with you guys yesterday, but the LCPS Go was down, like I said, and I had already made a video, and by the time I was trying to send it out, it had not been fixed, so we're good to go today, thankfully. We talked a little bit this morning in morning meeting about us still making sure we keep up with our work, guys. I know it's the end of the year, and even if we were at school, we're all kind of like, it's almost summer. It's almost time to get a break. You guys definitely deserve it, but we got to make sure we finish strong, make sure we keep turning our stuff in for the rest of the year because, it's like I said, and I think I had mentioned this in my video you were supposed to get yesterday. Third grade is coming up. Everybody's, moving on to third grade and stuff, but making sure that your mind is right, for third grade is important. So if this entire time, during this COVID stuff, that we've been having, and you haven't had a chance or haven't been looking at the classroom activities or assignments in the Google Classroom, that's a long time between, when we had school and back in March and third grade to have not done anything. So it is important that you're keeping up with stuff. I know sometimes turning in things is tricky. If you have problems with that, Mr. Washington is always here for questions. Just send me a quick email. As far as I have checked, I have received everybody's work that usually sends me work via email, just so you guys know. And I have pretty much received at least over half of the amount of people that turned in work yesterday. So yesterday we had 5. I think before I signed off, we had about 8. So that would put us well over half of what we had yesterday, which is great. Remember, Mr. Washington's challenge to you guys is have at least 10, which is half, at least 10 people turn in work every day, so that way we can start a new challenge next week. You guys really are doing a great job of making sure that you ask questions when you have them, and I want you to keep doing that because, eventually there is going to be something that you don't get. And like I said, you've just got to reach out, and Mr. Washington will do what he can to find the answer. And if I don't have the answer, we have a ton of other great resources, a ton of other great teachers that probably do. So we also talked a little bit about COVID Heroes Care Week next week. COVID Heroes Care Week is super important. The activity, you'll find out exactly what that is on Monday, Monday and Tuesday. But what you need to be working on is if you have a specific COVID hero that works at a storefront or like a grocery store, pharmacy, places like that. Because remember, our group is focusing on grocery store workers and food handlers. So if you can think of anybody in that line of work that a family, a friend that does that, and you know where they work, you can take this COVID appreciation activity that you make and take it to them. So think of maybe who that is. If you don't have anybody, you'll simply be able to just give it to one that maybe you run into at the store and you're like, hey, you know what? I really appreciate you for being a, COVID hero. And you can, if they don't know what that is, you could explain, like, you're risking, you're not doing anything you wouldn't do, but by doing your job during this time, you're really, risking your life to make our lives somewhat normal. So with that, it's very important, and I'm sure, whoever you give it to, it'll be super, super valuable and make them very, very happy and feel special. So look out for that. I think that's everything I have. If you have any questions, please reach out. Don't forget, morning meeting, 8 a.m. Friday, 8 to 8:30, and then office hours from 11 to 12. So any questions, office hours is a perfect time for that, guys. I didn't have anybody show up for office hours today. So hopefully, the people with questions will show up on Friday. And I look forward to checking back in with you guys in the morning.